Hey guys, what's up and welcome to another episode of The Good Car Show. Now, firstly, before we start, guys, I took a bit of a breather this past 1 week. In fact, I just got a message just today on the way to the podcast studio asking me where the hell have I been. Well, I'm back now and with many episodes coming your way. We'll be trying to up my previous milestone of 3 episodes per week. Now we're going to do 1 episode per day. Let's see how that works, and more content is coming your way. So more work for me. But today, look, guys, I know when you guys tune into the Good Car Show, you want to watch politics. You want to hear discussions on politics, and particularly now when the national budget is going to be tabled in a few days, just in a few days away. You're expecting talks like that, but we are not going to talk about politics. We're taking a break, and we are going to be talking about divorce. So, if you Google the word divorce coach, Google will reply you, what the hell is that? Now, I'm joking, of course, but in fact, the definition of a divorce coach is a trained professional who provides support, guidance, and strategic planning for individuals navigating the emotional and practical aspects of divorce, helping clients manage stress, make decisions, and build a plan for their future life. Now, they offer impartial one-on-one support focusing on non-legal matters such as emotional management, communication, goal setting, and ladies and gentlemen, they are not legal or financial advisors. Now, in the past, in this podcast, we've had divorce lawyers on. We've had also divorce relationship coaches. But today, we have a bona fide divorce coach on. Now, I'm so excited to hear what he does and his advice on post-divorce, because we've discussed divorce as a topic, but this time we're going to take a much more casual and humorous look at this whole topic and to learn more from this man. So please welcome the amazing Izary Ikhbal. Izary, welcome to the podcast. How are you, brother?
I'm good. Thank you so much, Vinod, for inviting me and for having me to your podcast today. I really appreciate it.
No worries, man. I'm looking forward to it. I've been watching a lot of your content online, so expecting a very fun and relaxing conversation. So, instead of asking you to define what you do, right, I thought it would be fun for us to put you in a scenario, hypothetical scenarios, of course, and see what sort of coaching, what sort of advice you would give. All right, so here goes. The first scenario. There are 2. Living at 2. So the month is July.
Right.
The year is 2025.
Okay.
You are living in Boston.
Okay.
Okay. You're running a successful practice as a divorce coach.
Okay.
All right. And Andy Byron, the CEO of tech company Astronomer, and Christine Cabot, the company's HR chief, have just had their adulterous relationship blown up like nothing before, thanks to appearing on a kiss cam at a Coldplay concert. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Suddenly, your doors slam wide open. In walks Christine Cabot to your office. Her affair with Andy Byron is over. She and her husband are divorced. What would you do?
So, what would I do?
Yeah.
First things first, come clean. Come absolutely clean. Here's the thing. They want to deny. They want to go after Coldplay. They want to take them to court and everything. Just come clean.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, right, that's the first thing you got to do. As far as I'm concerned, come clean first. And see, people make mistakes, and people are affairs and stuff happens, and it becomes worse when you hide it.
Okay.
But if you come clean and you really bare your soul, you can turn that around, and that can be like an asset to you. You know, that can be something that can really work for you.
How so? I'm confused. So, by your advice to her would have been to have come clean on her affair much early on.
No, you've already come clean. Come clean. Yeah, I made a mistake. I had an affair. Come clean. Do not come from. Don't even defend.
Okay.
Don't even defend. What I did was wrong. Say that. Make a statement. Say what we did was wrong. What I did was wrong. We destroyed lives. We destroyed family. We apologize. To our family, to our husband, and everything. Now, if she is genuinely in love, then tell her, hey, I'm genuinely in love with this person, and we want to move on. This is where we want to go.
Okay.
Come absolutely clean. People will forgive. People will understand.
Okay.
And here's something that, after a while, when you mentioned July, I was like, what happened in July? Why are we going to Boston? I forgot about it. People don't remember, right? Yeah. But during that time, people will forever remember. If you bring up the topic again, people will forever remember this person, sleazy and whatnot. But the thing is, if you make mistakes and you admit to it, and here's the thing, we're human beings, everybody makes mistakes, right? And when people make mistakes, you come. What people are going to judge you is how you come back from those mistakes.
That's true. Yeah.
Right. So I think, that's what the first thing I would say. Come clean.
All right, admit to your mistakes.
Yeah,
Fine.
absolutely.
Okay, so now scenario 2 now.
Okay.
Now you're living in Kajang. Okay, you've just started providing your services there because obviously your Boston business is doing well. You thought, hey, why not I move to Kajang? That's the natural step, right? And a woman walks into your office. Now, she has just found out that her husband has been having an affair with another woman and she caught them at a local pharmacy. All right? And she, in that whole commotion, she slapped her husband and she heard the phrase from her husband's, I guess, girlfriend, whatever you can call it, Tanya husband kau a million times. All right? And I think this statement, Tanya husband kau, has been heard across Malaysia over and over again. And basically, she has made her husband and this celebrity fitness trainer an overnight sensation. What do you tell her?
What do I tell her? The first question is, see, a lot of people come to me and they say, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Right? When things happen and stuff. I would say that's usually not the first question. The first question is, what do you want now? Given all the facts, and if you don't have all the facts, then go find out the facts. But get all the facts and then decide what is it that you want. Because if you don't know what you want, then there's nothing I can do for you. So they got to decide, you want to stay, you want to work it out, you want to fight for your marriage, then you got to decide on that.
Do you think that the choice to stay after knowing that your partner or your spouse has cheated, had an affair, is something healthy?
Oh, that's a very good question. Is it something that's healthy? Oh, very good question. See, like I mentioned earlier, everybody makes mistakes, right? And everyone has their personal self-worth, their personal boundaries. If you're okay with that, and you can get through, because I know people who are still in relationships and they've made it even stronger after there was cheating that's actually happened in their relationship. So who are we to judge? If you can make it work, you can make it work. But at the end of the day, it still comes down to what is it that you want? What are your values? For me personally, cheating is a no-no. That's a red line. I don't cross it. But just because that's my principle, I will not apply it to other people. I've had clients who say, oh, my husband cheated on me, but I still want to work on it and stuff. And the husband has really repented. Of course, there are women who say, no, men don't change and all those kind of things. I don't believe that. People can change. Especially after making certain mistakes, and they got to admit to it and they're willing to do the work. People rise from their mistakes. So to answer your question, it all depends. If that person, if both parties are willing to do the work, then it can be healthy.
Okay.
If only one party says, no, I don't care, I still want him, although he cheats, and you know he's going to do it again and again and again. He hasn't learned from it. He hasn't grown. He hasn't rise from it. Then that's just a waste of time. Now that's toxic. That's just you being addicted to pain and you want more of it.
Wow, okay. Addicted to pain.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who are just so addicted to pain and you don't even realize it, right?
They are basically addicted to a bad situation and they don't want to come out. All right. What then made you choose this line of work? Because it is a unique one. I'm not sure, but I think you're the only one in Malaysia who does this.
We've also done, my wife and I, we've done some heavy research and also we've discovered, there are a number of divorce coach around the world, but none in Malaysia.
All right, you're the first.
I am the first divorce coach. Now, obviously because of my personal experience, the things that I've gone through with my wife also being a single mom, and how we've created this blended family that we have. Our kids are very, very close. As a matter of fact, my wife's son is also, there was a time where he was very close to my ex-wife's son.
Okay.
Right? So talk about blending the family, right? So the entire family all got along very, very well. So a lot of people were curious and people started asking, how did you manage this? Because as you know, there are a lot of blended families today because a lot of people are getting divorced and then they're remarrying and stuff. So they're wondering, how do we blend this blended family? And they've always been asking us all these kind of questions. So my background before this, I've been doing finance for about 20 years. And then something happened. We got involved in all sorts of investments, made some good money, got involved in certain things that got scammed and stuff. And I thought, okay, enough is enough. Let's do something else. Let's go into coaching. I thought I was going to coach in finance or maybe sales, but then people were asking more about relationships. So I had this conversation with a friend, and a friend said, why don't you just be a CERAI coach? And I was like, oh, that sounds catchy as well.
It does.
Right? CERAI coach. So we were like, okay. And that was it.
And here you are. There are 5 top reasons why divorce happens in Malaysia. And this is according to some post made by TYH and Co., another law firm that also handles divorce cases, right? So they say that the 5 top reasons are infidelity or adultery, money, domestic abuse, lack of communication and lack of intimacy. So I wonder whether when you approach divorce, does your coaching style differ when you meet clients who have chosen to divorce because of these various reasons?
Obviously, absolutely. And in fact, the top 5, very few of them are in the portfolio of my clients, or rather what happened to them.
Okay. What's the most common reason they come to, in your clients choose to divorce?
Most common, number 1, for me, it may not reflect the main statistics, right?
Okay.
Whatever that's out there.
It could be different, yeah.
It could be different. For me, number 1, weak husband.
Weak husband?
Yeah. Husband not showing up. Husband being a total bum. Yeah. That is one of the major reasons. I've even had husbands meeting up with me, admitting that they're weak, and that is the reason why they want to bring themselves back up. That was the only way that they can win their wife back.
When you say weak, in what way? Just not showing up by not bringing money back home, or what?
That's one of it.
Okay.
Not being the leader, not embracing their masculine energy where they should rightfully, every man should. They're not doing that. So after a while, women tend to get fed up.
Okay.
And when they get fed up, they step into their own. They have to be the man in the relationship. And it's tiring for women. In today's society, especially, and women are fed up because the thing is, we can go out and work. And they do because of household income and all these kind of problems that right? So both husband and wife goes out and work. But when they come back, husband puts up his legs, watch the television. She still has to prepare a meal. And we still, to a certain extent, live in society where that is still expected from the wives. They still have to fix the house, sort out the household. But at the same time, they also have to contribute to the household income. So after a while, they're like, I don't need to be married. Why do I need this, right? I can bring in my own income, and every day I look at my husband sakit hati only, right? And he's not showing up. So after a while, they dim their light and they're like, no, we don't want this anymore. So I'm facing a lot of that. A lot of women who are actually going through that. And then, of course, there are one or two. The second one would be narcissistic husband.
Okay.
Narcissistic.
I can tell that your major clients are most of your clients are female. Yeah.
90%.
90%.
90% are female clients.
Okay. So this man bashing has a reason. You're marketing to your prospective market.
Having said that, I've got a lot of friends who says, Izary, can you please also speak to the male clients? I say, I do speak to the male clients.
Okay.
But here's the thing, men don't want to talk about this. Men don't want to discuss about this,
That's
right?
True. We don't.
If you go to social media, you go to Google, where you type things like women empowerment, you see a freaking huge long list. You type male empowerment, maybe 1 or 2, 3 only. Right?
We don't talk about it.
Men don't talk about this. So I think that's one of the things that we also need to do. We need to normalize this.
Okay.
Right? We need to normalize, because how women came into power today, if you think about it, back in the 50s or so, women was, I would say maybe I don't know whether it is the right term to use it, domesticated to a certain extent, right? They were the one who was taking care of the home. They didn't go out. They didn't compete with us men for the role of CEOs and all those kind of things, right? But today it's different. They're out there and the competition is stiff, right? And they really support each other. And the way they show up is also in a way that they're also very in touch with their emotion. And that makes them really, really powerful. Men don't. Men are all stuck here. Women really know how to connect here and here, right? So when you do those two, of course they're doing really, really well. But now men are starting to realize this. They're coming out and they're being more open. So I think the tide is turning, it's changing now. So hopefully.
But why is it wrong for a woman to come back home from work and cook dinner?
No, I'm not saying it's wrong. Right? But the idea that, how does a man contribute?
By just being there.
Here's the thing, I also have a number of clients where their men also, they're not ambitious. You see, it reminds me of who I was. Right? Granted, I did help out with the household and whatnot. The issue that my ex-wife had with me was that I think after a while she realized she was married to a boy.
Is that fair for her to have such a perception? I mean, it's like this: like if not every man needs to be a go-getter. It boils down to your character, right? Some men are ambitious, some men are not. They are more laid back. They like the 9 to 5 lifestyle. Come back home, watch the football match, and meet their friends, and that's about it.
Okay.
Why is that wrong? Why is it that every man must be a go-getter?
No, not every man has to be a go-getter. If it doesn't match, they both have different values, then it's only wise for them to separate them. Because
why can't they respect that we are just different sides of the you are different and I respect your differences?
If they can do that, yes.
But most of them can't.
Most of them
so
can't.
Are women being unfair?
Because the thing is, when you come together, right, it's a union.
Yeah.
You share values. You don't just share a home. You don't just share children, a house together. You don't just share the bed together. You also share your values, your thoughts, your ideas. And I'm a strong believer that your partner is your best friend. Right? So if you have completely two different values, then obviously after a while, it's either you get fed up because you know that, hey, we're growing in two separate ways. And that's one of the biggest reasons why a divorce happened as well. I'm not vilifying men, but I'm just saying that's one of the major problems.
No, fair enough. Yeah. I mean, you are sort of vilifying men. But, we are the worst. Don't even be with us. But you in your Facebook, I think there was a video you posted where you talk about how conflict is good and conflicts brings people closer, right? The couples closer. So when I saw the video, I was just curious, like being a divorce coach yourself, how do you differentiate between conflict that is healthy and conflict that should then lead to divorce?
Very good question. Oh, I like that question. So
thank you. That's what I do. Come on, the Good Car Show for good questions.
Okay. I think personally, if you ask, I think all conflicts are good.
Okay.
It only becomes bad when how you deal with it. So what I mean by conflict is this disagreement, you notice baggage about yourself or in your partner, limitations that you have. So the thing is, all of us, we are born with some form of limitation. There's always some kind of baggage. Sometimes it's already in us. Sometimes we go through it through life. When we were young, we experienced certain thing and we carry it, right?
Yeah.
Conflicts brings out all this limitation. And the purpose of our entire journey is to actually go through all that, transform this limitation. That's how we become better versions of ourselves. So my wife and I, we used to have this fight very often. My wife said, I hate it that we always fight. But she doesn't have that conversation anymore because we both start to realize that, hang on a minute, fighting is the thing that got us closer because working through it got us closer. So when you fight, when you have conflict, it all depends. Why are you fighting? Are you fighting to win for yourself, or are you fighting to win for the marriage? A lot of people, they want to be right? They would choose right over peace. But if you're going to fight for the marriage. So that's how you maneuver and get through the conflict. And you realize, hang on a minute, I disagree with you this area, but never mind, we'll figure it out. We'll find some middle ground. We'll also agree to disagree. So and this is where conflict really, really works. Okay. It gets the two couple really close, and that's how they bond. And that's I think that's also how our marriage has become stronger and stronger. We fight better. This idea that we shouldn't fight is crap. It's total crap, and it should be debunked. You should fight, but fight better. Fight intelligently. Fight for the marriage. Don't fight to win. Don't fight for your ego. Don't fight to be right.
So in that case, using that philosophy, then if we sort of superimpose it on the clients that you have who say that their husband are weak, they're not performing, then is that a case of them not fighting hard enough to understand each other, to find a middle ground? Good
question. A lot of them, when they come to me, by that time, they have fought enough already. And they're like, okay, we've had enough. Now, I've had also some who have already, they're not some, there's so many of them. A lot of these women, they just complain and complain and complain about their husband.
There you go. That's the man I know. Come on.
Right?
Fight for us, man.
Yeah, getting there. Let's whack the man first.
Yeah, now we go.
Now we go.
You complain
They
too much.
just complain and complain and complain. And then you start to realize they're actually addicted to pain. This is a typical type who's addicted to pain. They just want to be there because they are used to it. I've got some people, with husband came and see me and said, yeah, I've made some really, really bad financial mistakes. I thought of getting into this quick, scheme cepat kaya and whatnot, right? People love shortcuts, right?
Yeah.
So they get into that. And then after that, the wife got really, really angry, and then he tries to do this, he tries to do that. Everything that he wants to do, she will block. She said, no, I don't trust you anymore. I don't trust you anymore. Okay, then what is it that you want? And then he says, well, then let's divorce. No, I don't want divorce either. So divorce is the one. But at the same time, you don't want him to grow. But every day you're nagging at him. Every day you're speaking down on him. So if you treat a man like a boy, what do you think you'll get?
A boy.
Yeah, exactly. Right? So granted, a lot of men, well, every master was once a disaster. Every man was once a boy. Right? And sometimes they can be in their 30s and they can still be a boy. But if you don't provide that conducive environment, that space for them to grow as well, then sorry lah, you're going to continue getting a boy. Now, but some women, they've tried. They've really tried. They've done everything. And some men are adamant about being boys. That one, okay lah. But then you gotta make a decision. That's the reason why I asked, what is it that you want? Some of them, they can't. They just want to stay there, but they just want to be complainers. They just want to complain. And they have developed this identity and this attachment to complain. And they probably won't be able to imagine their life without complaining about their husband.
So do you think the answer to it is that men should get married later then? Not at 21 as you did?
Again, all this is so subjective, right? And I'm a strong believer that everything happens for us, right? So if you feel that it is the right time for you to marry, you feel it in your gut, then just do it.
So what is the criteria someone should fulfill to know that they are ready to get married?
When they feel ready. So this thing about, I got to be mature. What if maturity only comes after you got married?
Yeah, that's true. It happens.
So, exactly, right? So what if you say, okay, I'm going to wait until I'm 40. Well, until you're 40, you're still a boy.
Yeah.
And only after you get married, then you start to grow up.
Then you realize the trials and tribulations that come with marriage.
Right? Yeah, and then you realize, I should have done this earlier. Maybe I should have done it at 21. Right? Probably, right? So that's a really good question. But I know a lot of people ask that question. But here's the thing: like when it feels right, you want to go through it, lah. And then of course, now and the other thing is, divorce is not a bad thing, but never get into a marriage just saying, knowing that I will divorce one day. No.
Okay.
Because it's like they say, sediakan payung sebelum hujan, right? So if you sediakan payung, of course hujan will come. So
exactly.
If you prepare yourself for divorce, of course you're going to go through divorce.
Exactly.
If you're committed all the way.
Now, when you coach someone, I'm curious, what is the end goal of your coaching?
That's a question that I don't answer. It's a question that they answer. And I work with them. I work with them on that.
Okay.
What is their end goal?
What are the most common end goals you've heard? What is their objectives? What have you heard?
Okay, so most common is usually they want to rebuild themselves financially. We live in a world that everybody wants to make money, right?
Yeah.
So after you go through divorce, of course, divorce is also can be quite costly, and also for women, they've been reliant on their husband to a certain extent. These are not the ones who are not the ones who are married to the bums. Yeah, the one who's married to the bums, they're happy. They just wanna break free, and they want to be able to move on. And some of them, they want to be able to forgive their husband, and that's beautiful. I love to work with people like that. They just want to be able to move and forgive their husband. I've got one particular client, forgive the husband, within a month got a new boyfriend.
Awesome.
Right. So
talk about moving on.
Yeah, talk about moving on, right?
Turning that frown upside down. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, but most of them money. They want to make money. They want to make more income. They want to rebuild themselves that way. So, but usually I work with them. You got to rebuild yourself before you rebuild your bank account.
I remember this line from the movie Think Like a Man. I don't know if you watched it. Think Like a Man, right? So there's this one scene where I forgot her name, but she's a COO and she's dating the CEO. So she tells a friend, between my COO and his CEO, we don't see each other. Right? And that line sort of made me realize, like, now I understand why sometimes you see successful women, rich, but they're dating this guy who is like just, almost like a piece of meat, right? Because they don't want the money. They have the money, right? But they're looking for someone who can give them the time, the care, the compassion. So when you meet your clients, do you see do you think that they are at a divorce, or they have chosen divorce because they were never really honest with themselves on what they really needed? Like, if I have money, I don't need a woman who has money. I need a woman who can care for me, right? So shouldn't they be more honest with themselves on where they are?
Correct. Here's the thing. How often, which human being go out one day and say, I'm not going to be honest? Everybody is doing their best to be honest, right? And the thing is, how do you know what's honest? Only on hindsight, you look back, you go like, yeah, I wasn't honest. Or rather, yeah, I didn't know that. Right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, life is like that.
So unfortunately, life is like that. So if you say, yeah, but the thing is, only after you've gone through the process. And I always believe that it's very common for us human beings to speak about things as though they were mistakes. What if they were not mistakes? What if they were just a stepping stone? What if pain was the answer to our prayer? Right? Sometimes we pray for certain. Sometimes we pray for peace. God will give us chaos. Right? Then only we know we got to figure out that peace comes from within. That's how we achieve peace. So what if we want success? We have to make mistakes. Right? So what I'm saying here is, only after you've gone through the process, only you realize, oh, this is what I want actually. Sometimes you don't know at that point what exactly that you want. And that's also one of the biggest reasons why I love working with divorcees. It's so easy to dig from them what they want. Because they've gone through the pain. People who've never gone through the pain, have not done the mistake, they don't know what they want. They're just cruising. They're like, whack lah. No experience, you see. But once you have experience, but here's the thing, but we got to remove all the baggage first.
Yeah, all the masks.
All the mask, all the baggage, and all those pain. Once you start removing them, then they get clarity. Oh, okay, now I know what I want.
Now, what do you label as a healthy recovery? Is it going back into the dating pool as fast as they can? Is it staying single and focusing on your kids, or what? What do you label as a healthy recovery?
Okay, again, very good questions, but not straightforward answers because it differs on individuals, right? Certain individuals, like I said, I had this two of my clients, total strangers, and then they ended up together. Okay, and they had a meeting with me and my wife, and we sat down, we had drinks, and we were very happy for them. We thought, okay, fine, they're already doing the work, they're healing and stuff. But they had one question: we're concerned, they say. And what's your concern? Our concern is it too soon? You know, this was only months after seeing me, and only about 1 or 2 months after their divorce was finalized, and they were already seeing each other. They were already dating. And they say, is it too soon? And so I looked at them and I said, who am I to tell you who's too soon? My second marriage was June 2013. My third marriage was June 2014.
1 year, not
right?
too bad. Yeah.
So in between dating and all those kind of things, I had to go through divorce, right? And I had to date, and then I had to be like, I met my wife, and then so who am I to say that it's too soon, right? And they say, oh, what about healing? I said, well, I only did healing after my third marriage. So timing is very, very subjective. If it's the right time, and they say, what if it doesn't work out? If it doesn't work out, so what? As though you have never had a failed marriage before, you know. Go through it, enjoy it as an experience. That's it.
Isn't it better for them to be more introspective and take some time out and just, I wouldn't say the word heal, that sounds a bit self-help, but what I mean is like really like dig deep and look into themselves and what did they do wrong? Do you think enough people do that?
No, people don't do enough.
They go back to dating.
Some of them just go back to dating immediately. But today there are a number of people who just stay away from dating altogether. That also I don't agree. Like, I don't agree. No, see, the thing is, if you're clear you don't want to be in a relationship, again, that's fine. But if you're doing that because you're avoiding growth, because getting back into dating is basically, it's like you falling off the bicycle, right? Get back up again, right? But if you're bleeding so badly, you want to get back up immediately? No, go and put plaster, tend to your wound and all those kind of things as well. Same thing here as well. But the thing is, how soon is soon? And you say, oh, they shouldn't get back onto the dating game too soon. Can you give me a timeline? None of us can give a timeline, right? Maybe you will say, maybe 1 month seems a bit too soon. Really? I don't know. I really, really don't know, Because if you, like for me, even before my second divorce was finalized, I already met my third wife, Ida. And very soon after that, as soon as after it was we were divorced, soon we were already making plans for my next marriage, right? And of course, one can argue, was so fast. But let's not forget the 7 years that I had before that. 7 years of me building, and I was very clear about the marriage that I wanted. It's just that that person that was sent wasn't the right person. But the healing and the work that I've done on myself still remains. The context is still there. It's just that it replaced with a different content. If the context is clean, is done right, then you can put in anything in there, it will become right as well. But if the context is still you've not done the work, the wound is still there and whatnot, you can put the cleanness of water into that container and you still corrupt it.
One thing I hear that that annoys me sometimes is when I hear people who maybe have seen their friends or family members go through divorce and say that no, if that's what marriage is, if that's what divorce is, then I'm not getting married. What do you say to people who say that?
Simple example, like I use the example of the bicycle. Oh, I see him, he fell off the bicycle, I'm never getting on a bicycle. Everybody wants to be the top performer. Everybody wants to be best in the world. Like for you, even for you, for example, yourself, right? And you were just sharing with me earlier. When you first started your podcast, nobody wanted to be on your show.
Yeah, no.
Right? It was, and we can always turn around and say, oh, podcast, we have to go out asking people to be on your show and whatnot. But after you've actually made it, you've done the reps, when you get there, everybody now, but people don't see what you actually, all the behind the scene, right? So that behind the scene is actually the trauma, the pain, the growth, everything that we have to go through. Divorce is also part of that, right? So when you see a person's divorce, learn from it. When you see people go through the pain and all the things, all the hard work that they put through it, learn from that.
Yeah.
Instead of seeing that and saying, no, I don't want that, then you can have an easy life.
I want to get your view on some of the more common limiting beliefs when it comes to divorce. So these are the first one. You should stay together for the children. What's your view on that?
Okay. There's this quote that I once heard before. If the parents are okay, the children are okay.
Okay.
So it doesn't say if the children are okay, the parents are okay. So the parents have to be okay, right? If the mask, the oxygen mask comes down when you're on the airplane, do you put it on the child first or do you put it on yourself first?
Yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So I'm a strong believer that whatever blessings that is to come through us, of course, yes, it comes from above and all those kind of things. But as parents, it comes through us to our children, right? So if you don't take care of yourself and you treat yourself as the channel, as the vessel, if the channel is corrupted, you're unhappy, is toxic, then what blessing are you giving to your children? Because all blessing will flow through you, right? So and what are you teaching? So that's one. That's on a spiritual side. But on an experience side, what you're giving on a physical and experience side, what you're giving to your children is you're teaching the children that you gotta stay in an unhappy marriage. This is what it is. This is what marriage is. So you're teaching them that this is what it looks like. So one day they're gonna look. So if it's girls in the family, they're gonna look for someone exactly like their father, maybe abusive, maybe he's a total bum. And then for boys, they will look for a mother who is a total victim of the situation. And here's the thing: what people need to realize is, a lot of people say it's okay, I'll sacrifice for the children, I'll stay in the marriage. Self-sacrifice only invites contempt. But self-development, self-growth, that one will earn you respect. They will go like, wow, she did this. She fought through and she walked out of marriage. I respect that. When I grow up, I know this is the sort of woman that I want. I know I will not find that kind of man. I will still love him. He's my father. But I know this is not right. You're setting the right example for your children.
Number 2, divorce means failure. And what I mean by this is that divorce is sometimes equated with personal failure of the individuals involved or the relationship itself. What do you say to that?
When you're deep in it, absolutely. That's how you feel.
Yeah, that's how you feel. Yeah.
Right? And then when you look back, for me, where I am today, that's the very thing that actually, the best thing that happened in my life was the 2 divorces, being massively depressed, especially after the second one. I was lying down in bed for, I think, about 2 days straight. Right? And at that time, I was like, my God, a total failure. How do I go out? talk to people, and then ask, where's your new wife? What new wife? New ex-wife, I guess. Right? That was like maybe 3 months into the marriage. It was already collapsing. And that was the best thing that happened to me. So if you ask anyone who's successful in relationship, in business, in sports, and they will ask what are one of those pivotal moments in your life, 90% of the times they will say it was this failure that made me who I am.
People who divorced didn't try hard enough.
Subjective. Really, really subjective. I think only 10% of the people will turn around and say, yeah, I should have fought harder. 90% will go, oh, thank God.
Thank God he's gone.
Thank God he's gone. Thank God that happened to me. Thank God I needed that growth. Thank God I needed to experience that. I would not be the person that I am today if it wasn't for that. Only, I think, I'm just plucking numbers here, right?
Yeah.
I think only about 10% will say, well, I didn't fight enough. And I regret that.
In your opinion, what's the main reason that they fear divorce?
Change. It's a massive change. And also, divorce is the second most traumatic experience that people will go through. Number one would be the death of a family member, or the death of a loved one. So divorce is the second most traumatic. So people are fearful of change. They're comfortable. Even if they are in a toxic situation, that's more comfortable than the unknown. People can't stand the unknown. We're so fearful. And we're hardwired. Human beings, we're hardwired to fear the unknown. So divorce is a massive unknown. You don't know what life is going to be like. What are the children going to be like? How am I going to manage finances after this? How do we split the assets? How do we do this? How do we do that? What is my relationship with this person going to be? Because the thing is, if we have children, we're not completely divorced. I still have some kind of relationship with this person. So it's really, really has got to do with the fear of the unknown. It's like, that analogy that people give you, right? That you put a frog in this boiling pot, right? And then you slowly turn up the heat. The frog's not going to jump out. The frog is going to I've been comfortable in here. Never mind, crank up the heat, it's fine.
There are people, even some people who I've spoken to, who feel like that they don't want to divorce because they feel that would mean that the best years of their life is completely negated. It's completely void. It's null and void, right? Because they assume they got married to someone when they were young, they met and all that, and now all those memories are gone, right? What do you say to that?
Again, human beings hardwired to think about the past and also to worry about the future. And the thing is, this is one of the things that I also coach my clients. It's always the present moment, right? Always the present moment. And those are experienced fine, they're beautiful. That's it. What's next? Create more beautiful moments. That's life. If you're going to continue clinging on from the past, then how can you start something new? How can you create something new?
Your experience with your clients, how do the kids fare in all of this? In a divorce?
Far too many kids. In fact, I've got friends who are today, they're adults today. And they wish they could tell their parents, and a lot of them actually tell their parents, I wished when we were younger, I wish you would have just divorced rather than staying in that toxic marriage. It was depressing. It was awful. We couldn't wait to leave the house. They flee the house very quickly as soon as they can. As soon as they are old enough to leave the nest, they are gone. They don't want to come back home. So a lot of parents tend to do this. We hang around, we stay for the kids. Once they go to university or whatever, okay, then we get a divorce. A lot, like I said, a lot of kids, to a certain extent, you create this huge resentment. They resented their parents. Why did you stay? For us? You are unhappy for us? And as kids, right, you hurt when you see your parents hurt.
Yeah.
Right? And when you divorce, my wife was so determined. She knew that, she said, one of the biggest reasons why she walked out of the marriage was for her son. She did that because she said, I can't give him this life, It's not that his father is a bad, he's a really good father. But it's just that as husband and wife, we're not good to each other. And this is not what I want to teach my son. So she walked out. She fought for the divorce. And he's happy, my son's happy, everyone's happy, because they recognize. And today divorce is becoming so common, it's no longer taboo.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah.
Are you biased in your answer?
Well, here's the thing. A lot of people have this idea that I coach divorcees, post-divorcees. I also coach couples for them to avoid divorce. I'm a strong advocate of marriage. Even if after, or even, I mean, maybe some people don't believe in marriage, but I'm a strong advocate of being committed to each other. Because I think having a life partner change a person's life completely, right? You think bigger, you have bigger responsibilities. So I would say half yes, more people are half yes, but the other half is yes, people take commitment lightly. The other half is because divorce is more accepted today in society. People, like I said, people tend to take commitment lightly. They go like, it's okay, let's just go through divorce. And now there's all this new process where you can go the what was the divorce the express, the CERAI express and all those kind of things, right? Yeah. So they have all those kind of things to make it easier. I understand that to a certain hand. On one hand, it's good, but on the other hand, it's also bad.
Okay. Now, before we end, I just want to get an idea of how would a session with you be like? Somebody comes to you, how do they contact you? I mean, what's the type of conversations you have early on, and how long does it take and all that?
For a lot of my clients, what they do is we sit down, we have a chat, and we ask them what is it that they want. Where do you want to go? What they want to do? And then after that, I will tell them, then fine, we'll do a one-on-one coaching, or I also have a group coaching, depending. But usually one-on-one coaching is more catered specifically to their situation. We'll sit down, discuss, because like what we discussed, you say, oh, what about this situation? What about this situation? Different situation, different individuals have different scenarios and stuff. Definitely. So we'll sit down, and I want to understand where they're coming from. And a lot of them, they want me to work on their spouse or their ex. I can't do that because you're the one who's right in front of me. Right? So usually we get this commitment from them that the one that's going to do the work is you.
So these are women, right? Who like...
Both of them.
Both, okay.
Both of them. And men as well. I've got even men who come to say, oh, my ex is like this and whatever. But the work that we're going to do is on you.
Yeah.
You're the one who's going to be doing the work. If you can agree to that, right, then we can work. And the thing is, it's not about the program. It's not about... You got to decide the sort of person that you want to be. And we will help you. I'll help you in regards to changing completely your identity, becoming a new person altogether. And if you've gone through divorce, it's beautiful. I mean, it's already happened, right? Instead of looking at it crying over spilled milk, it's beautiful. Look at it as it's beautiful. It's an opportunity to create a new life, to become a new you. Right? And if they're willing, they're ready to go there, then I love to work with them. Those are the people that I love to work with.
And how long does this entire process take?
I have a 6-month program. For some of them, before they get into the 6-month program, I get them to do a 3-day course with me first. It's about an hour plus each, just for them to have an idea of what I do. And also, I need to know how they think as well during that 3-day course, and to see whether we would be a good fit and a good match with each other. And then after that, I would invite them to do a 6-month course with me.
So you don't only work with divorcees, you also work with couples to avoid divorce. Yeah. And so what do you do there?
Usually with couples, usually we would do a one-on-one, because that one has to be private. I can't put them in a group coaching context or whatever. And that one, my wife would jump in as well.
I see.
Because and she said, no, I'm going to jump in with you as well to give a lady's perspective. So I said, oh, this is cool. So she does that as well. She comes in and she gives a lady's perspective. So both of us will be coaching the couple, because then I don't want a situation where they would think that I'm biased or anything like that, right? You go like, of course lah, you will support, you will back up the guy because you're a man. No, I don't want that. So we're gonna give, and it's not about fighting, getting who's right or whatever. It's about winning the marriage. You're fighting for the marriage, right? So for couples, yes, I do that.
Okay.
We get that one done as well.
And so how can people get in touch with you?
So you can go to my Facebook, or you can also find me on Instagram. On all social media platforms, just look for CERAI Coach.
CERAI Coach. No wonder. Okay. On
Facebook, it's Izary Ikhbal, which is my name. Because Facebook doesn't allow me to use the name CERAI Coach, that's not my name. But all other platforms, you will find me as CERAI Coach.
All right. So thank you so much, Izary, for dropping by. Really enjoyed this conversation, man. Very enlightening and thought-provoking. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me. And I hope I answered some of those big questions that you had.
Okay, you did, and it's interesting to hear your viewpoint. I think it sort of gives a different perspective to some of it, like, especially like why people fear divorce. I think that's a good. What you said was really. I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. People don't like change. That's the whole thing, right? So fantastic. So guys, there we go. That was Mr. Izary Ikhbal, aka CERAI Coach. We'll be sharing all his social media links in the video description. So if you guys want to get in touch with him, just click on those links and send your message. I'm sure you guys can arrange some sessions with him to get your life straight up after a divorce, or whether you're currently married and want to have a better marriage, you can contact him as well. So please stay tuned for more videos coming your way, more great interviews coming your way, and we'll see you soon. And as usual, if I forget, please like, share, subscribe. Have a good day. We'll see you soon. Bye.